we have defined the total probability theorem, and we have also defined the Bayes theorem. Okay, now let us see some examples based on that. So we have an example here. So I hope all of you are able to see this. All of you are able to see this example. Yes, yeah. Okay, that's great. So let us see what we have. There are four roads lead away from a jail. A prisoner is trying to escape from the jail, and he selects the road at random. If the road A is selected, the probability of escaping is 1 by 8. For road B, the probability of escaping is 1 by 6. And for road C, the probability of escaping is 1 by 4. And for road D, the probability of escaping is 9 by 10. Okay, and now we have to find the probability that the prisoner will succeed in escape from the jail. Okay. So when we consider the Bayes theorem and the total probability theorem, we need to take care of two things. Okay, we need to understand what is going to be the event and what is going to be the partition. Okay, so here we need to understand what is our event and what is going to be the partition. So here, if I consider if I want to find out the probability that the prisoner will succeed in escaping, that means he has to choose any one of this road. Okay, and that's why the roads is going to be the partition and the event is going to be succeed in escaping. Okay, so we have to understand the partition properly and the event defined on the partition properly. Okay, so here the roads is going to be partition, and then the escape, successful escape is going to be the event. Okay, so what we have here, let A, B, C, and D be the roads. So we have four roads. Okay, and if this prisoner has to escape, then he has to choose any one of this road. So there is nothing special in any road, but at least one he has to choose. So the probability of choosing any road is equal, and hence we'll have, and hence we have the probability of choosing road A is 1 by 4. The probability of choosing road B is 1 by 4. The probability of choosing road C is 1 by 4, and the probability that the prisoner will choose the road D is 1 by 4. So all these roads have the equal probability that they will get selected or they will be chosen. Now what we have, escape is the event. So we have is let E be the event and so let E be the event that the prisoner will succeed in escaping. Okay, so that's what we got. Now, when he will escape as he chooses any one of this road. Okay, so what we know is the prisoner will escape if he chooses road A. Okay, so the prisoner will escape if he chooses road A. That means first he has to select road A, and then we find what is the probability that he will succeed. So this is the conditional probability we have. Okay. So the probability of escaping over the probability of choosing road A. And what is given? So if road A is selected, the probability of escaping is 1 by 8. So here we have, this is 1 by 8. Okay. Now the probability of escaping if road B is chosen. Okay. So what we have here? The probability of escaping if road B is chosen. So what is the probability? It is given to be 1 by 6. Now, what we have? The probability of escaping if road C is chosen. So it is going to be 1 by 4. Okay. And now see the probability of escaping when the road D is chosen. This is given to be 9 by 10. Okay. So from this information, okay, what do you feel that which road he has to, the prisoner has to choose so that his chances of escaping will be more, okay, and why? So you have the data now, okay, what do you feel, which road he has to choose so that the chances of escaping will be high? You have the data, think over the data, and then select a road. So why it is so? Why you feel that the road D should be chosen? Ayushi, yeah, Pakshal, किसका probability ज़्यादा है? Which probability is more? So road A, road B, or road C? B. Yes. Okay. So if you see the probability of road D is 9 by 10. So it is nearly 90%. Okay. So there are the chances that if road D is selected, out of these routes, the chances that you will be succeeding escaping are near about 90%. Okay, so if only one route has to be selected, then it has to be D. But now what we know is we know that the event had happened. Okay, he has selected some road. Okay, A, B, C, D. We don't know what the road was selected. But now we have to find out the probability that whether he will succeed or not. Okay, and what is the probability that the success? Okay, so what is the probability that the prisoner will succeed in escaping the jail from the jail by selecting any of this road? Okay, so here what we know is when we have a partition given, okay, and we want to find out or we want to define a partition event on this partition, that means we have to use the total probability theorem. Okay, and what the total probability theorem says? Total probability theorem says that the conditional probability with the probability of the partition, and we have to take the summation. So once we take this sum, then we are able to get this. Okay, so here we'll see. So we have the probability of the partition, we have the conditional probability of the event over this partition, and hence can write again. So here you can have phi total probability theorem. We what we'll be having, I want to find out the probability of E. So it is that the probability of A. If I select road A, then the probability of escaping after selecting road A. Plus, if I select road B, then the probability of escaping after selecting road B plus probability of C into probability of escaping after selecting road C plus probability of D into probability of escaping after selecting road D. Okay, so that's what we have. And now you can see this is going to be 1 by 4. This is 1 by 8. Then we have plus this is going to be again 1 by 4 and 1 by 6. Plus we have 1 by 4 and this is again 1 by 4. Plus we have this is 1 by 4 and you have 9 by 10. Okay. Now one thing we know that 1 by 4 can be taken common, and then we have this is 1 by 8 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 4 and 1 by 10. And you can have this as 1 by 4 is common, and here you will get the value. Okay, so I want you to calculate this value and then give me this value. What is the value you are getting? So please calculate this value and tell me the value what you are. So have you got the values? What is the value you are getting? Please calculate and then tell me the value what value you are getting. Don't go for decimal fractions. Go for simple fraction. Okay, it is better to get the answer in the simple fraction. How many of you got? Akshal got? Good. Satvik, Arjun. Good. What about the other people? Sampal also got. Janvi got. Great. Okay, so that's good. I hope all of you got the correct answer. So the answer I have already calculated, and you can see the answer is going to be 173 by 480. Okay, so here in this case, the probability that the prisoner will succeed in escape, okay, is going to be 173 by 480. That's great. Okay, so I hope you understood this problem. Anyone of you have any doubt in this question? If you have doubt, you can ask, or otherwise we'll go for the next example. Okay. Okay, that's great. We'll go for the next example then. Okay, so let's have the another example. So I hope you are able to read the question. Okay, so the question is that the probability that the three students A, B, and C will pass the common entrance test for engineering are 4 by 9, 2 by 9, 1 by 3, respectively. So, probability of passing student A is 4 by 9. The probability of passing student B is 2 by 9. The probability of passing student C is 1 by 3. And now the probability that they will get admission in the same engineering college are 3 by 10, 1 half, and 4 by 5. Okay. So that's what we have. And now we want to find what will have the probability that they will get the admission into same engineering college. Okay, so here we need to understand the partition, okay, and the event. So always remember one thing: if you can understand the partition and the event, then only you are able to solve the problem. Okay, So we have to write this into the proper mathematical model, and then using the proper formula, we are able to get answer. Okay. So here, what is the partition we have? Okay. So partition is. Can you guess what will be the partition and what is the event? What is going to be the partition and what is going to be the event? So what will be the partition? Akanksha, can you tell me what is the partition in this example? Three students is the partition and event is partial answered. Okay, yes, right. So what do you have? You have three students and you have the event that getting admission in the same engineering college. Okay, so what we get here, we'll see. Okay, so here the probability is that the three students A, B, C will pass the common entrance test. Okay, so we'll go with the solution. And let A, B, C be the students appearing for the entrance test. Okay, now we have probability that A will pass the entrance test will be 4 by 9. The probability that B will pass the entrance is 2 by 9. And probability that the C will pass the entrance is 1 by 3. Okay, so that's what we have. And now, what is the event? Getting admission in same engineering college. Okay, so let E be the event that the students get admission in same engineering college. Okay, so what is given now? If they pass the entrance test, so they can get admission after only passing the entrance test. That means entrance test had happened and then they are getting admission. So this is the conditional probability of getting admission. Okay, and then what we have here, the probability of getting admission of A. So probability of getting admission when A has passed the entrance test is 3 by 10. Then probability of getting admission in same engineering college if B pass the entrance test is 1/2. And the probability of getting admission when C will pass the entrance test is 4 by 5. Okay, so these are the probabilities we have, and then we want to find probability of E that all of the three will be admitted to the same engineering college. Okay, so let us see what is the probability we are able to get. So what we can say here by total probability theorem. We have So what we'll have here, we want to find out the probability of getting admission into same college. So A passes the test and then he will get the admission. Plus B will pass the test and then B will get the admission in same engineering college. Plus C will pass the test and probability that C will get admission in the same engineering college. Okay. And now we have all these probabilities, so we can write it here. Okay. So we can have this is equal to 4 by 9 into 3 by 10 plus we have 2 by 9 into 1 half plus we have 1 by 3 into 4 by 5. Okay. So please use the proper brackets and be careful for the calculations. Okay. Now let us see what we get here. So we simplify. This is going to be 2 by 3 into 1 by 5. So 1 3 you can cancel, 1 2 you can cancel. Plus we have this 2 will get cancelled. 1 by 9. Plus we can have this 4 by 15. So I can have this 2 by 15 plus 4 by 15 plus 1 by 9. Okay. So we can have here this is going to be 1 by 9. Now this I can simplify as, so it is going to be 6 by 15 plus 1 by 9. So this I can write as 2 by 5 plus 1 by 9, and this is going to be 45, 18 plus 5. So we can have the LCM and then it becomes 23 by 45. So we got the probability that we will get admission into same engineering college, and that will be 23 by 40. Okay, so one thing you need to observe that the probability is always less than 1. So you can see any of this probability in any situation is always less than 1. So here also it is less than 1. Here also it is going to be less than 1 because these are proper events. Okay, so we have here the proper events. Okay, and that's what we have. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can ask. Do you have any doubt in this example? Pruta, do you have any doubt? Okay, that's great. Okay, so no problem. Then we can think of another example. If you don't have any doubt, great. Okay, so let's go for another example. Okay. Now here I have the another example. Okay. I hope you are able to see this example. Okay. The chances that A, B, and C will be the education minister of government of India. And what are the chances? 4 to 1 to 2. Okay. Then the probability that they will introduce the reservations in professional colleges for backward classes are zero point 0.3, zero point 0.8, and zero point 0.5 respectively. And we want to find out what is the probability that the bill will be introduced. Okay, so here first of all we need to understand what is going to be the partition and what is going to be the event. Okay, so once we are through with the event and the partition, then we are able to solve this problem easily. So basic idea that we need to understand is the partition and the event. So can you tell me what is the partition and what is the event? Akanksha, Akanksha or Amruta? You can unmute yourself and then tell me what is the partition and what is going to be the event. Okay, anybody else? Can tell me what is going to be the partition and what is going to be event. Can any of you tell me what is going to be the partition and what is event? Yeah, the event is the introducing reservation and the partition is who will become the education minister. So it may be A, it may be B, or it may be C. So A, B, C is the giving you the partition, and then the bill is introduced is the event. Okay. So let us see. Let's try to find out what is the chances or what are the probability that the bill is introduced. Okay. So here, chances that A, B, and C will become education minister. Okay. So we go with the solution. Okay. So let A, B, and C and be the candidates be education minister. Okay. So what will having the probability of A. Okay. So what is given to us? Okay. So we have the chances of A, B, and C in the ratio. Okay. So 4s to 1s to 2. Okay. So we need to understand what is the total of this all ratios. Okay, so see the total of this ratio is going to be 7. So 4, 1, and 2, 7. So what will be having the probability that hence we get so the probability of A becoming the education minister is the total 7. So out of 7, 4 is chances that he will become the education minister. The probability of B, how many chances are there? 1 out of 7. The probability of C, how many chances are there? 2 out of 7. So this becomes the probability of all the candidates A, B, and C. And now we have the event. Okay. So what is the event we have? That the bill is introduced. Okay, so what I have here, let E be the event that the bill is introduced. Okay, so this is the event. Now, what are the chances? 0.3, 0.8, and 0.5. Okay, so here, what will happen if A becomes the education minister? Okay, then we have probability that the bill is introduced if A becomes the education minister is zero point 0.3 and that's going to be 3 by 10. The probability that the bill is introduced when B becomes the education minister. Okay, so what are the chances we have? 0.8. Okay, here it is going to be zero point 0.8, so which is 8 by 10. Now, what are the chances that the bill is introduced when C becomes education minister is zero point 0.5 and that's what is having 5 by 10. Okay. Now we want to find out the probability of E that whoever will become the education minister, what are the chances that the bill will be introduced? Okay. So we have by total probability here. Okay. So what we get is the bill is introduced. Then the bill is introduced by A. That means probability of A and the bill is introduced by A plus about B. So probability of B and the bill is introduced by B plus about C. The probability of C and the bill is introduced by C. Okay. So what we have here, we have 4 by 7 into 3 by 10. So this is, we get here, so it is going to be 4 by 7 and 3 by 10. Plus we have 1 by 7 and 8 by 10. Plus we have, this is going to be 2 by 7 and this is 5 by 10. Okay, so let us simplify this. So what we can have is, see, here the denominator is going to be very same. So I can write this by 70 directly because everywhere I have 7 and 10. And now this one, what is you'll be having? So this is 12 plus 8 plus 10. That's what we have. Okay. So what is the term you'll be having? See, you can have this one to be 20, 30. So it is 30 by 70. Means we can write it's going to be 3.7. So we got the probability that the bill will be introduced is 3 by 7. So whoever becomes the education minister, okay, whether A becomes education minister, B becomes education minister, or C becomes education minister, the probability that the bill will be introduced will be 3 by 7. Is the probability more than 1? Is the probability more than 1 of introducing the bill? Okay. Because see, every event is a subset of sample space, and hence if the event is a proper event, then definitely the probability is going to be less than 1. Okay. And here in this case, we have seen that the probability is going to be less than 1. So you can say yes, this is the correct probability. Okay. That's why we have to be careful. Okay. And now what we have is, we'll see about uh, base theory. Okay, so what we have in total probability theorem is, we have the uh, sample events which give you the partition, and then we define another event on this partition. So that gives you the total probability theorem. Bayes theorem is also called as the inverse probability. Okay, so why it is called as the inverse probability? Because in that case, we know the event had happened, and then we find out what was the source of that event. Okay, and that's why we try to go back to the source, and hence we consider this as the inverse probability also. Okay, so can any of you repeat the statement of Bayes theorem? Just read out the statement of Bayes theorem, what I have given to you. Akshal?
Sir, let A1, A2, A3 till AN be the partition of S, sample space S, and B be the event defined in sample space S, then probability of A of I over B is equal to probability of A of I into probability of B over A of I divided by summation I goes to 1 to infinity probability of B over A of I into probability of A of I.
Correct. So that is the statement of the Bayes theorem. Okay, so we call it as the inverse probability also. Okay, so here what we do is we find the source. What is the probability of AI over the event B? Okay, so that means the event B had happened already. Okay, and we know AI is a partition. So now I want to know what are the chances that AI had happened when I know the event B had happened. Okay. So now we have to go back to the partition. So total probability theorem is partition to event, and the Bayes theorem is event to partition. Okay, so that's why it is called as inverse probability also. Okay, so this is the thing that you need to understand when we have to use the Bayes theorem and when we have to use the total probability theorem. So when you go from partition to event, it is the total probability theorem. When we go event to partition, then it is going to be the Bayes theorem. Okay, so let us try to understand an example based on Bayes theorem. And, we'll see an example. Okay. So here we go with the example. So here we have the example. See, there are three true coins in a bag and one false coin. Okay, so true coins means one side is head, then the other side is tail. So that is true coin. Okay, and false coin is what? The coin with the heads on the both side. So that is the false coin. Okay, now chosen coin, a coin is chosen at random and then tossed 4 times. Okay, so either you choose, we don't know whether it was a true coin or it was a false coin, and it is chosen 4 times, and then it is tossed 4 times, and then what we know, the head occurs all the 4 times. Okay, then what is the probability that the false coin was chosen and used? Okay, so we have to find the probability that the false coin was chosen, okay, and used. Okay, means we know the event had happened. What is the event? Getting all fours. Okay, getting all 4H. Okay, so we got all 4H, and now I want to find whether the false coin was chosen or it was used. Okay, so here the partition is the bag contains 3 true coins and 1 false coin. Okay, the partition that the bag contains 3 true coins and 1 false coin. And then now using true coin, if we have tossed the coin 4 times, what is the probability that getting 4? And using false coin, if we toss this false coin 4 times, then what is the probability that getting 4 head? And then if I know that 4 head I have obtained, then what is the probability that the false coin was used? Okay, so that is what we have to find out. So that means event had happened that we have obtained 4 heads, and then I want to know the source. So what was the source? Whether the source was true or the source was false, and I want to know whether the false coin was chosen. Okay, so that's what the problem is. Now we have to solve this. Okay, so let us go with the solution. Okay, so let a bag contains, we have 4 coins. T out of that. So we have T 2 coins and 1 false coin. Okay. So what is the probability that the true coin was selected? Okay, or we get the true coin is 3 by 4. And what is the probability that the false coin is selected 1 by 4? Okay, because we have total 4 coins. Out of that 4, we have 3 true coins and 1 false coin. So we have the probability that the true coin is selected is 3 by 4 and the false coin is selected is 1 by 4. Now, what I do is I define the event. So let E be the event that getting 4 heads. Okay. So that's what we have. And we know probability of getting head for true coin. Okay. So probability of getting head when true coin is selected is 1/2, and probability of getting head when false coin is selected is 1. Okay. So are you getting this probability? Okay. Are you getting the probability of getting head? Okay. When we have a fair coin, that means either it will be head or it will be tail. So the true coin contains one head and one tail. So that's why the probability of getting head is 1/2. But whereas the false coin contains both the heads, and so the probability of getting head after using the false coin is going to be 1. Okay, and now our event E. What is the event E? We are tossing the coin 4 times. Okay, and we are getting 4 heads. Okay, so in the case when we consider the true coin, again, what will happen? We will have to, we are tossing this coin 4 times. That means we'll have 16 observations. And out of 16 observations, there is only one observation when you are having all 4 heads. Okay, but in case of the false coin, number of times you toss, you will get always head. So if you toss it 4 times, you will get 4 times head. Okay, and hence the probability is going to be 1. Because for false coin, the sample space contains only one element. Okay, and it is getting all 4 heads. But for the true coin, the sample space contains 16 elements. And there is the only one event when you will have all 4 heads. Okay, so that we need to understand the probability properly. Okay, so now what we have here, the probability that, okay, so the probability that we got 4 head when the true coin is used. Okay, so we have getting 4 heads when the true coin is used is 1 by 16. Okay, and the probability that getting 4 heads when the false coin is used is 1, because the probability of getting head when true coin is used is half. The probability of getting head when false coin is used is 1. Okay, so here we'll have all the 4 heads. So 1 into 1 into 1 4 times, and this is all 4 heads, and the probability is going to be 1/2. So 1/2 4 times. So that's what we'll be having 1 by 16. Okay, and now we want, so we have the probability of getting head. Okay, so we know we got the probability that we have head 4 heads. We want to find out whether the false coin was used. What is the probability that the false coin was chosen and used? So that means I want to find out the probability of false coin over the event. Then we have to calculate. So what I know the event E had happened. I want to find out what is the probability that the false coin was used. So I want to find out the probability of false coin after getting 4 heads. So I know now I have got 4 heads. Okay, and I want to find out what is the probability that the false coin was chosen and it was used. Okay, so what we can, this can be answered by using Bayes theorem. So by Bayes theorem. we have. So what we have here, see, the probability that the false point, okay, probability that the false point was used when we get 4 8s is equal to probability of the getting 4 8s when false point was used and into probability of false point. And here what we have, the probability that the true coin was used and the probability that the 4 hits were obtained after using true coin plus the probability of false coin and the probability that 4 hits were obtained by using false coin. Okay, so that's what the Bayes theorem suggests. Okay, and it's what we have here. So we can write down these probabilities. So we have these probabilities here, okay, right? This is equal to probability of E over F. So we got this is going to be 1, and here probability of false is going to be 1 by 4. Then the probability of true coin is 3 by 4, and here 1 by 16 plus what is here? We have 1, and this is 1 by 4. Okay, so we can have here. So this is 1 by 4 in the numerator. I can have 1 by 4 out. Okay, from these two terms I can take 1 by 4, and this term will be 3 by 16 plus 1. Okay. So you can simplify this as the probability of false coin over getting 4 hits is equal to this 1 by 4 will get cancelled. 1 upon 3 plus 16 plus 1. So it is going to be 1 upon 19 by 16. And so we can write it as 16 by 19. Okay. Hence, we got a probability here. The probability that the false coin was used when we get 4 hits is 16 by. Okay. So this is how we are able to use the Bayes theorem. So only thing is that we have to write the things in proper mathematical notation, and we have to extract the given information properly. Okay. So once you are able to extract the given information properly, definitely you are able to use the proper and then you are able to get the correct answer. Okay. So do you have any doubt this example? It's good. You don't have any doubt.